development is a set of activities used to build an information system. These activities often are grouped into larger categories called phases. Many traditional CDLCs contain 5 phases: 1. Planning, 2. Analysis, 3. Design, 4. Implementation, and 5. Support security. Each system develops a phase that consists of a series of activities, and the phase form a loop. In theory, the 5 systems developed phases often appear in order. System development should follow 3 general guidelines: group activities into phases, involve users, and define standards. Group activities into phases. Others have more or fewer phases. Regardless, all system development cycles have similar activities and tasks. Involve users. Users include anyone or whom a system is being built. Customers, employees, students, data entry specialists, accountants, sales managers, and owners are examples of users. Users are more apt to accept a new system if they contribute to this design. Defined standards are set of rule and procedures and organization expects employees to accept and follow. Standards help people working on the same project produce consistent results. For each system development project, an organization generally forms a project team to work on the project from beginning to end. The project team consists of users, the system analysis, and other IT professionals. System development should involve representatives from each department in which the proposed system will be used. During this system development, the systems analysis meets and works with a variety of people. This is responsible for designing and developing a information system. The system analysis is the user's primary contact person. Depending on the size of the organization, the task performed by the system analysis may vary. Smaller organizations have one system analysis or even one person who assumes the role of both system analysis and software developer. Larger organizations often have multiple system analysis. Some refer to system analysis as...
First things first, to understand how system development is broken down. It is broken down to a couple of steps and tasks. The first is, and their ongoing activities. You have project management, feasibility assessment, documentation, and data gathering tech. Project management is the process of planning, scheduling, and then controlling the activities during development. Project management is going to vary from small organizations to large organizations. Small organizations are going to have one person who does everything. Large organizations are going to have 2 people, one who is a project manager and handles the manager controls the budget and schedule, and and that's the project leader. The project manager controls activity during system development. They're going to be responsible for identifying project scope, required activities, time estimates for each activity, cost estimates for each activity, order activities, and activities that can take place at the same time. They're going to try to find the most cost-efficient way of doing things. Feasibility assessment is to measure how suitable the development of a system will be to the organization. A system analyst typically uses at least 4 types of tests: operational, schedule, technical, and economic feasibility. Documentation is the collection and summarization of data, information, and deliverables. Up-to-date documentation ongoing is part of the system development. The final information system should be reflected accurately and completely in documentation developed throughout the development project. And the data gathering tech. They review documentation, they observe, survey, interview, and they do joint application design sessions. Basically, they can figure out what works best for what and what's going to be, the best way to do something after everything is done. Then the purpose and task connected in each system development. You have your first stage, which is your planning. Planning, you review the project request, prioritize project requests. You figure out where your resources are going to, and what you necessarily need to have done, who you need to contact, and stuff like that. Analysis, conduct preliminary investigation. They perform detailed analysis activities. They study current term system, determine users' requirement, and recommend solutions. They go in and figure out what's going wrong, what's the solution that you need to find, and figure out where you're going wrong at and how they can fix it. Implementation is to develop programs and apps. You install and test new system, train users, and convert to a new system. So this is going to be like your protege, your trial and error phase. You're going to develop and try new apps. You're going to develop and try programs, figure out what's going to work best and what doesn't work and why it doesn't work. And this is going to be kind of like a rough draft to the final. This is where you're going to go in and finalize and figure out, okay, this works best for this and this doesn't work best for this. And then support and security, perform maintenance activities, monitor system performance, and assess system security. So you're going to figure out what all you need to have to make sure that nobody copies or is going to how your software and how your system isn't going to be copyrighted. Nobody's going to be able to copy what you're doing. It's not going to be able to be hacked. It's going to be finalized. And nobody's going to be able to go in and mess up with the program and what you're doing. Alright, thank you guys so much. I'm Samantha.
Programming languages and application developmental tools. Programming languages is a language that only computers can understand. There are several different varieties. The C-type language is often used to create a program, used in startup boosters on your computer, and helps you run regular programs throughout your computer. The C++ language is basically the C programming on steroids. It's just an extension of it. Objective-oriented programming, or OOP for short, allows users to have the objects within the language. Another form of that most people are aware of is Java. Also great for videos. Now, Microsoft has to have their own version too, so Microsoft has a Virtual Studios programming. And even on your smartphone, there is the 4G or fourth generation that accesses data from a database. Other non-program writing tools are scripts, applicants, servicants, and ActionX controls. Ways to develop a Word page or web page. Web pages are very fun to create. You can do big text, little text, pictures, videos, fireworks going off with the same color background, but it's all in code. HTML codes with the // most people don't understand that. XML codes uses tags to tag a particular word. WMLs use micro browsing. Other codes are block codes, and one of the most common codes is the BB code, which I use myself a lot to create videos and text and things like that on my personal webpage.